Alright, Shiki turn, right? Yeah, she got no depth points, man. She's literal light. Never in my life could I have imagined such a sight. Could this be called a cave-in? I couldn't say. I watched as the whole damn city rose high into the air, bedrock and all. Now it's on the verge of plummeting back down. At the tip of the flowing section stands Ciel, and 100 meters below her feet, lying pinned in the ground is Arc. You wish, Shiki. Silence shrouds the city once more. The flash of light, the blast of gunfire, the rumble of collapsing building, all of it, gone. I know I shouldn't treat it like some football game, cheering when my team wins and booing when they lose. Even so, I can't help but be glad that Ciel is alright. I'm proud of her for managing to pull through. But my happiness doesn't last long. My legs turn to jelly, almost dragging me to the ground. It feels like a stake has been ramming through my chest. I wildly clutch my fluttering heart. This must be Roa. Before his thoughts came through with clarity, but all I'm getting now is an overwhelming urge to vomit. His revulsion is so intense, so murderous, that it is making him sick. My headache returns with a vengeance. Roa is furious. He rebukes Ciel for her folly, curses Arc for inelegance. I almost black out. Roa and I, vampire and human, shudder as one. The world shakes. Roaring lamentation grows louder. I'm going to kill over at this rate. Beset by confusion inside and out, I hold on to the rooftop, running for dear life. Before me unfolds the stuff of myths, even further divorced from reality than the catalysm of moments ago. Despite myself, I understand. My eyes tell me I'm looking at pure light. No living creature, but a natural phenomenon. Yet my brain knows better. It tells me that somehow that light is Arc. Though I can't begin to wrap my mind around it, I know without a doubt that it's her. Why? Why could that happen to turn her into... What could have happened to turn her into that?
理論的にはそうなると予見はしていた。我々にとって利するものは何もない。醜悪極まる結末だがね。デーモンコアの実験は知っているか？ああ、知らないのなら結構期待してもいなかったよ。
An infuriating calm voice whispers in my ear. It comes from inside my head, yet it isn't my own. Her voice echoes inside my skull. I don't know what's gotten the bastard in such a talkative mood, but he won't shut up.
私も上書きする前に目覚めたことに辟易している。力の供給源である姫君からの過剰投影。死人ですら飛び起きると、お前を動かしている動力の横領もしていない。不快感は少ないはずだ。
I do still feel a tingle in my brain whenever he speaks, but it's a far cry from the splitting headaches as before. Hearing another person's voice in my head is not pleasant, actually. I feel strangely at ease, like I'm with someone I trust. Damn it, I must be really losing it if I'm starting to think this scumbag's my friend.
正常な反応だ。今の私はこの器を継承する準備ができておらず、また党の指揮と融合する選択肢を除外した私はお前の選択に対して別視点から
Oh shit. Hey, that's cool as fuck.
批評をもたらす補助
I like that a lot. Make Roa into like his voice of reason in the Ciel Route. I like that.
そうだ。カーナビゲーションのような。お前の根底にある合理性は有益な機能を嫌悪することはない。
I forced myself not to dismiss him out of hand. Arc has somehow turned into a globe of light. Roa is insisting he can be useful to me. The seal is gone, trapped somewhere in that glow. If this isn't desperate enough time for desperate measures, I don't know what is.
わかるのか、お前。あれが何なのか。あれは抗体だよ。
Lumina. Oh, fuck! It's called Lumina. Melty blood type Lumina. Oh, fucking Nasu. Of course. Of course. Yeah, I forgot the dude. What's his name? The leader of French Bread that creates Melty blood type Lumina fighting game. What's his name again? Kimono-san. Kimono. Forgot Kimono. I think it's Kimono-san. I think that's his name. Yeah, good shit, man. Good shit naming it Melty Blood type Lumina. But what's that Nasu idea? I don't know whose idea was it. Good shit to whoever did that shit.
神祖の王族のみが持つ錬金術。神祖が何らかの手段で肉体を完全に破壊されてしまう。
Now we know.
その反作用として起きるものだ。
You know why the fighting game is called Melty Blood type Lumina? Because she turns into a Lumina.
エレイシアが講釈していただろう。アルクエイド・ブリョンスタッド、小さく思い込む。
Metaphysical.
あれは活動する際、その出力を常に相手より一段階上のものに制限する。それは万能の表れではない。ただの枷だ。彼女から肉体という制限がなくなり、かつその精神活動が衰えていない場合、力の制御されなくなる。肉体に秘められていた魔力は拡散し、地表から引き出すエネルギーに制限はかけられなくなる。それがインフレーション。理覚抗体物質。本来は星の内部にとどまっている。長く天体を運営するための魂を地表に漏らす。あってはならないシステム。
Stop. A catastrophe of indescribable proportion caused when a so long task, maintaining a heavily body is escaped. Okay.
そう。わかりやすく言えば自然と
Proof, right?
消費文明への自浄さ。報復機構と思う。つまり、その。
Yeah, please break it down.
謝罪する。お前の知性レベルを考慮して。
Hey, fuck you, Raw. No wonder everyone hates your ass. Ape shit.
られないクソったれな状態ということ。
Phenomenal. Cause when the soul tasked with maintaining a heavenly body. Okay, so she turned into this form because she's no longer being limited by her body, her physical flesh. So now when she lost her body, her physical flesh, she can draw the earth power with no limit, which is what we see right now, giant arc. They call this cosmic inflation. Excuse me. A phenomenon of luminous diffusion and expansion. Luminous. A state of excitation, particular excitation. Okay. A phenomenal and luminous diffusion and expansion, which is her body. Okay. A catastrophe of indescribable proportion. It's really bad. Caused when a soul long task while maintaining a heavenly body. Long tasks with maintaining a heavenly body. Escapes from its inner working to the surface. So this is her soul. Kinda, right? Consider it a natural world way of purifying, or rather avenging itself on civilization excess.
そうかよ、悪かったな。そんなの見ればわかるけどな。
Arc isn't even all I'm worried about. Ciel's in there somewhere too. What's happening to her? Her purest form? Yeah.
まっとうな生き物であれば生きてはいい。
Type Lumina.
だがあの女は私がいる限り不滅だ。今も死にながら生きている状況だと考察で。
My legs take off before I can even process what he said. I spin across the roof like a man possessed. Explanation can wait. Sure, I might not understand what I'm facing. Hey man, you need to take off your glasses, Shiki. You're just gonna head there first? Rora just said she's dying and reviving. You gonna go in the light where she's dying and reviving? And the very sight of it makes me tremble. But there's no time to stand around dumbstruck.
同じ思考回路を使うものとして忠告をしておこう。もしやと思ってお前自殺の趣味だったのか。
Arouses you.
余計なお世話だ。16回も死んでるやつは黙ってろ。
I snap back at empty air as I leap from the roof. The 3-floor drop doesn't do so much as twist my ankle. As rodent to see how natural I've become, it makes me sick to my core. But tonight I gladly swallow that disgust. His body mutating around me, the stranger whispering in my ear. These eyes that can see death. I need all three if I'm going to rescue Ciel from that thing. I exit the school grounds to find the world transformed beyond all recognition. A gale wells in the sky above. The air pressure fluctuates wildly, warning of a storm. A tropical humidity sticks to my skin. I don't stop to think about what any of it can mean. I just run towards the light. Fear is a product of the unknown. As much as I like to come up with something to dull that fear, the prickling heat on my skin tells me I can't spare the time.
このまま無策で突撃する人すごい。
無策で悪いか。何をするにしろ、まずは近寄らないと話にならないだろう。
最短距離で直進するのなら交代まで目測で800メートル。今のお前なら1分とかからない距離だ。すでに1分は走っていることについて何か質問は。
I quickly did the math in my head. You're kidding me? Are the time dimension changing?
交代化の影響だ。自称収納によってこの街は不確定の世界になりつつある。世界の中心にして採用である彼女に近寄ることの困難。世界そのものが彼女を尊重し彼方に遠ざけようとしているのだ。
ああ、もう言い方。
ベルトコンベア。
Damn it, that actually helps. Basically, Arc and Ciel are getting further away by the second. While the visible size and shape of the town aren't changing, the distance is stretching somehow. I don't get the specifics, but row analogies seem apt. So if I ever want to reach the light of the horizon, I have to travel towards it faster than the town is pushing me away. Gah.
なんだ今の。あいつの爪か。狙われた。
いや、ここはまだ交代の視界の外だ。競争意識ですら我々は彼女に意識されてもいない。
意識されていない。
Arc doesn't know we're here? That's a relief in one sense, but terrifying in another. It means the razor and wind that could ordinarily slice me in two are just natural feature of this world.
明確な攻撃の意図がなくても
Simply existing in this space is dangerous. I'm like a wooden dog caught in a storm surge, perpetually inches away from being smashed to pieces.
嵐に近づくとはそういうこと。お前の目に交代は脅威として映っているのだ。それは正しい。交代に近寄れば近寄るほど危険は増している。波の使徒であれば、ここが限界だと忠告して。
Hey! Melty Blood type Lumina came before Tsukihime, right? Remake. Because I don't remember what came first. Usually you would think Tsukihime Remake came first before Type Lumina, but I don't know. I don't remember. I remember I ordered the Japanese version of Tsukihime. It's up there. You probably can't see it. Let me Google that real quick. Tsukihime Remake. Released in Japan. August 26, 2021. Okay. Melty Blood Type Lumina. August 6, 2021. September 30th? Oh, 1 month after? What? Oh, fuck. That's kind of hype. You know why I'm hyped? Because Melty Blood's going to Evo Japan this year. You think they're going to announce something for Melty Blood Type Lumina this year? Like, I don't know. Maybe an update or something. And Melty Blood Type Lumina might get an update. They might announce something for Tsukihime. Oh, fuck. Oh, that might be cope, but I'll take it. Can't wait for Evo Japan now.
いわば県外、領域侵犯には至っている。だが、これ以上接近するという。
Then she'll start to actively impede us. Got it. Can I do this? Or should I turn back? Ro is warning me that this is my last chance. I'll tell him, oh, I don't need to save. Yeah, fuck it. Damn, New Year's, bro. You're the horse. Let's go.
じゃあどうしろって言うんだ。今さら戻れって。
If I keep going, I'm going to end up fighting Arc. Our clash in the park was just our way of working out our feelings. But this will be different. This will be a desperate, suicidal battle with whatever Arc has become. I doubt I have a chance in hell at coming out on top.
確かに戻るのは最適解の一つ。あの校舎は私の城でもある。姫君の自称収納にある程度は耐えるだろう。しかし、それも絶対ではない。現状、我々に逃げ場は存在しない。エレイシアも含め。
アナグマは決められないってことか。
勝利条件を考えておけと言っている。私の勝利はこの体が生き延びることである。お前の勝利はエレイシアの奪還であり、エレイシアの条件は。
Her voice hesitates for a moment. Strange. Until now, he's been completely inflammable.
エレイシアの条件変わっている可能性がある。行くも窮地。引くも窮地であることは変わらない。命を懸けるのであれば、漫然と懸けるな、ということ。
My head cools. I hate that he's right. I'm going to throw myself headfirst into a hopeless battle. I have to keep sight of why I'm fighting and what I'm trying to achieve.
現状を共有できて何より。次期彼女の圏内に入り、意識を強く保つこと。あれがなぜ我々には光にしか見えないのか。その理由はあと100メートルほどで明らかになる。
I commit the warning to memory. Relying Roa feels vile, but he's been useful so far. The air hangs so thick I could choke. Claws made of wind proud the expanded city in search of the uninvited guests. The scene is beyond human understanding. If I were alone, I'll have given in to hysteria by now. I up my speed as I run down what was once a highway. My headlong sprint pushes 50 kilometers per hour, then crashing through a wall of air. I'll enter a domain. Dang, domain expansion. I'm stricken speechless. Lethargy grits my limb, as to activity fighting my attempts to move forward. A part of me can't blame them. Crimson stretches across the sky. Blank buildings stand silent as gravestones. Its authentic figure reigns above, defying all reason. What is that? My intellect resists understanding. What is that? My terror resists comprehension. What is that? My memories resist recognition. What place does this entity have in a human city?
宗教的な認識操作。遠くから拝礼する者に恐ろしい、理解できないという印象はあった。近くまで拝礼する者に美しい、理解できるという印象を。神は足元にひざまずく者にのみ真実の一端を見せる。
Roa's word brushed against the surface of my mind. Is he saying that's art? Transformed would be too gentle of a word. The rounded mass I assume is her head hovers above the Hiat Tower, the tallest building in Soya. But the Hiat Tower is supposed to be 100 meters high. Does it mean she's grown over 100 meters tall?
そう。あの光の中心に彼女の意識はあるのよ。肉体という壁がないと。その有り余る魔力量のまま彼女が思い描く自身のイメージが投影拡散されている。あれはすでにお前の知るアルクエイド・ブリュンストットとは別のワンデ
It's like a nightmare became real. We are the only sparks of life in this hollowed out city. The street winding around us are bereft of humanity. And this necropolis emptiness alone holds sway. Even the vines covering the buildings are devoid of color. The world itself paints a picture to describe art's wrongness. My leg buckled under the pressure. An almighty heartbeat pulses over the city, expelling all other living beings from its presence. It feels like I'm inside the body of some primal beast, where every atom of every molecule bends to the vampire will. No, even that doesn't cover it. This is a giant garden. I call it a fairy tale I read when I was young. In the giant garden, trespassers are helpless as mice. A giant sees them and squishes them just as the same. Oh, he took out the glasses. Okay. I steel my senses against the pull of despair. Pushed to their limit, my eyes and brain see through the world's true nature. I should have known. Even in this realm of supernatural, there's no getting rid of the lines. The tyrant figure herself is devoid of them, but the potential of death is written plain as day across the rest of the city. How ironic that I now find comfort in the sight. And looking harder still, I see the reason I have to defeat this giant. My number one objective. Obscured until I pass into a conscious mind. Still trapped, caught between the giant fingers. Pinned in their crushing grip, she dies over and over again. Something snapped inside my head. It must be the safety in my head flickering off. I force blood in my protesting limbs. I compel my trembling heart to keep pumping. Her voice cuts through my rage. That moment later, a burst of wind surges down the street like a shotgun blast. With my vampiric speed and reflexes, I escape his razor touch by a fraction of an inch. Okay, my head's still on, and I'm in one piece. We're warning Keen just in time.
5秒に1度の割合だな。考えなしに地面を走る。岩の陰に身を隠す。
I'd love to, but I'll never reach Ciel like that. To the naked eye, the giant is 300 meters away. The actual distance I have to cover is 10 times that. How am I supposed to run 3 kilometers when the air itself is trying to cut me to ribbons with every step?
なるほど。不可能だと自覚はしているかね。
The cold observation chips away at my will. However, what I see far above makes me forget my fear. I can't stop, not for a single second. I take a deep breath. Even now, Arc is squeezing the life out of Ciel. I merely might die. She is dying over and over. There's no question that I need to act. No one lays their hands on the girl I love. Not even a titan tall enough to pierce the heavens.
徹底抗戦。理解に苦しむ。せめて建物の上を使え。地上ルートは死に筋だ。
ビルの上を飛んでいけっていうのか。それこそあいつの目に留まる。
無論正面は避け迂回するべきだ。移動距離は増すが、それが唯一可能性のあるルートだ。
I scowl. He actually got a point. Although I still don't get what's so dangerous about staying on ground level. I have to be crazy to fight that giant head on.
けどビルの屋上までどうやって？ビルに見えるだけで入り口もなければ階段もないんだぞ。
まだ人間の常識が抜けていない。両足に血を回せ。先人の谷を飛ぶ程度のイメージができなければ、交代には近づけない。
自力で飛べってのか。
お前では高低差20メートルの跳躍が限度だ。小型のビルから大型のビルに乗り継げる。
いちいち的確だな、おい。
He's right though. My new body probably can handle it. As tempting as it is to imagine flinging myself due to empty space, falling to my death is the least of my concerns right now. I pick out a building to aim for. Now, how did Arc do this again?
攻勢を期して進言しておく。
なんだよ。出花をくじくの好きだな、お前。
吸血種として活動するほどに、当の式の肉体は変化していく。仮に私の魂を殺せたとしても、変化しきった体は人間には戻れない。
For the slightest of moments, I pause.
だから
愚問だったよう。では急ぐがいい。姫君はまだこちらに気づいていない。奇襲はお前の得意とするところだろう。殺人。
Sasha Jean. Murderer. Yep. That's Shiki's specialty. Like I need to tell him to tell me that. How does Roar know that Shiki's a murderer? I take off my glasses, grip my knife tight, and launch myself up the craggy exterior of what was once a building. Does Roar can see Shiki memories? Probably. From the shorter buildings, I make my way up to the taller ones. At breakneck pace, I throw myself across the 30-meter gap from one rooftop to the next. The wind is as strong up here as it was on the ground. The elevation only exacerbates the turbulence. The gust could pluck me off my feet at any moment. One wrong step and I found myself hurled into the sky. The higher I climb, the harder it becomes to see what's happening below. Dude, my legs freaking hurt. I gotta stand up. It's been almost 3 hours. Give me a moment. You okay? Alright, we're good. I think that's okay. Then let's gotta bring this down. Bring this up, please. There we go. That's a lot better. Oh, I don't use the mouse. That's right. And the higher I climb, the harder it becomes to see what's happening below. Around the feet of this luminous giant, the Lumina, a white mist shrouds the ground. Is that the danger Ro warned me about? Although the mist is too thick to see what lurks within, it exudes an undeniable threat. If that's the alternative, flying through the air like a trapeze artist might really be the best option. The Lumina still appears to be 300 meters away. Despite traversing almost 500 meters worth of rooftops, my view of her remains unchanged. Even so, I can tell I'm getting closer. The wind intensifies with every new rooftop I'll leap to. At this rate, I'll reach the oversized lava lamp inside of 2 minutes.
正面から向かうなと進言した胴体の魔眼は下のものとは次元が違う。視線を合わせずとも姫君に見られただけで全身が硬直し囚われてしまう。この体はお前だけの体ではない。落下死は避けてほしいもの。
You want the body for the mystic
そうか
eyes,
よ
dude.
俺からも一ついいか。このまま回り込んで近づいたとしても、もしあいつが動いたらどうするんだ。
愚かだがもっともな質問だ。安心しろ。抗体は動かない。あれはシステムのようなものだと言っただ。生命として成立はしているが胴体であってはならない。多少の微調整変貌はするだろう。あの位置から移動することはない。
Well, that helps. I'm half killing myself trying to close the distance between us, but she's standing still. I don't think I could take it if she just up and walk away. Her stride would be order of magnitude longer than mine too. If I had to chase her down, it would be straight out of options.
ランドマークとして考えていいんだな。なら目標は決まった。
Directly behind the Lumina, the husk of building rises 60 meters into the air. It's perfect for getting the jump on her. My next step is to make my way there. Oh, fuck, they got anime! What? In a visual novel! Anime scene. I slashed through yet another cloud form of thin air. World claims their automatic defense system protecting Arc surface consciousness. All I know is they're too sluggish to hit me. I give Arc's towering figure a wide berth. She's 150 meters away. No major obstacle so far. I can make it. Arc assault pales in ferocity compared to what I saw her use on Ciel. It's almost enough to make me think this might just work.
ああ、良好だ。よほどエレウシアが憎いと見え。姫君は指先の獲物に夢中で、我々に気がついていない。
Rose says that like it's nothing, but I instantly freeze. I don't even need my vampiric eyes to see it. As I make a leap past Arc, I see the tragedy unfolding on full display. A performance for my eyes alone.
どうしたのよシエル。そろそろ反撃したら。ずっと手も足も出ないなんてあなたらしくない。
He speaks with nothing a human might call a voice. Her tongue is alien, her words no simple transmission of sound. Youthfully, she toys with the... She holds captive in one gargantuan hand. Her overwhelming power renders resistance futile. Indeed, she seems to enjoy the sport, smiling cruelly to see life pushed out to its most desperate extreme. She takes an arm, then licks it as it spasms. She opens her ribcage and paints her talons red. She crushes a head and watches it regrow. She rips out entrails and plucks them like string. Oh man. Oh, damn, bro. Alright. She's dining. For millennia, Humans beings have killed, dressed, and consumed animal for pleasure. It is her own recreation of that pastime. Except her nutrition comes from a different source. Meat proteins are nothing to offer her. She feeds solely on the pleasure derived from others' pain.
もういろいろびしょびしょね。悲鳴もおえつも面白みがなくなってきた。
With each regeneration, fingers reach out into an empty space begging for help, and with each resolute act of hollow defiance.
安心して。私は見苦しいなんて言わないから。
Her spirit is crushed anew.
さっきのお返し、虫みたいに潰してあげる。
Damn. No, it has long been decimated.
やめろ
And Shiki. Ciel, 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 Ciel. Her voice explodes from my lungs in uncontrollable rage. I can't keep quiet after seeing that. Royal plans can get fucked. I'm going to cut that giant arm right off her body. Yet no matter how loud I shout or how hard I push, I can't get any closer. She's perpetually too far, perpetually out of my reach. Getting Ciel back is still on the wrong side of impossible.
楽しいわシエル。あなた最高のお人形。
A voice born in the very air rattles the world. I grip my teeth in frustration and shame. I'm leaping about in plain sight, shouting for all to hear, and I still can't get her attention. I must sit back down. I think that's good enough. Oh god. I just wanted blood to return back to my legs. A little too high. There we go. Got blood back to my legs. Now I can sit my butt down. Her voice saves me from stewing in my own thoughts. A wall of wind rolling before me is a league above the automatic defense I counted so far. If it decides to come for me, there'll be no escaping it. It stretches from the feet of Arc Lumina into the sky, surrounding her like a raging tornado. I had to retreat. Approaching her gigantic form from the side would be suicidal. She hasn't seen me yet, but she so much as glances this way, it's all over. My body and mind will seize up as though dropped in cement, and she will greet me in a merciless whirlwind of razors. The original way is to circle around behind her, as per our original plan. But then what? I can't see her death. Okay, fine. That's always been the case. No surprise at this point. This transformation though, that's another story. Arc has already overpowered, now she's doubled down. Even Ciel is helpless against her. How can I rescue Ciel from a monster like that?
あれは一段階弱くなって小さく重いもの大きく重いものになって自己の感情に溺れ生命の質量定義を一段階下げた千年の恋を冷めかね
弱くなっている。あれで
出力は上がろうと欠点が多くなればそれは弱体化だよ。エレイシアには失望した。大魔術だけで十分だったものを必要以上に壊すとあれほどの術式を展開しておいて下手くそにも程がある。私ならもっとうまく使ったもの。
アルクエイドばかりか先輩にまでダメ出しか。とにかく勝ち目はあるんだな、あれ。
Silence is Roa's only answer. That must not be his goal. Well, let him soak. All I need to do right now is run. I can't save Ciel from her torment, but I can make sure it isn't for nothing. While Arc's fixated on torturing her, I'll find a way to make her pay for every drop of blood she spills.
ねえ、まだ希望があると思っているの？まさかあいつが助けに来るとか期待してる？
I hear the robe of the giant voice as she recedes from the sight. She croons to a captive as though to a bosom friend. More talents of air rake at me. Straight air current buffet and batter my body. She may not be conscious of me, but the words trying to expel me from her presence nonetheless.
わかんないな。あんなやつのどこがいいの？
A pair fade further into the distance. I force myself to ignore them, keep running.
乱暴で口が悪くて病弱で約束を守れもしないくせに善人のふりをして。
The ferocity of invisible talent intensifies. I'm right next to her after all. If out of view. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that the air gets rougher, but...
あいつに比べたらトカゲの方がまだ誠実だもん。あの声も嫌い、仕草も嫌い、顔も嫌い、全部嫌い。
You know, something tells me.
言っておくけど、あんな奴には何もできないから。できても遠くから悪口を言うだけよ。それともそんな勇気もないかしら。そうよね、いつも言い訳ばっかりだったもの。僕は甘い仕草で初対面の女を解体することしかできない。最低最悪のずるくて童顔な殺人鬼だって。
Oh, she is totally ignoring me on purpose.
ついた。
Now what? What's the plan, Shiki? What do you do? 10 meters away. I land the roots up on all fours to steady myself. Extreme ultra shoots from the luminous feet, threatening to launch me skyward if I don't stay low.
本当に同情するわシエル。運が悪いにも程がある。あんな奴を助けたりしなければ、あなたはもっと楽に死ねたのに。ね。
I had enough of this, in more ways than one. Who cares how much of a monster I'm up against? Who gives a shit about the plan? In order to give her another second to spare. Besides, watching the girl they love get crushed to death before their eyes will make anyone's blood boil.
陽角22度、目測距離7メートル、歪曲距離40メートル。ここであれば接触まで 0.8 秒。
I lift my hands off the ground and stand upright. I direct my blood flow into my legs. A single breath floods my body with fresh oxygen.
理想的なアプローチ。
いい加減に。
What's it gonna do? I only have one gun.
落とせ。
Let's see how you look with just one arm. My angle attack was perfect. It was starting high at 60 meters. My legs managed to propel me almost 30. I landed on a giant pale arm. Wide as a highway, lodged my knife into her skin and let my momentum carry it down from the elbow to the wrist. When I look up, however, I see that I achieved nothing. Not only did I fail to sever her arm, it didn't even scratch her. felt my knife bite into her hull, yet no cut remains to mark his passage. I felt the lines to guide me. I never expected this to be as easy as it was last time. But I still got the vampire's strength. I hoped that if I hit her with everything I had, the pain would shock her into releasing Ciel. But that slowed to a crawl. Time seemed to freeze. In a fraction of a second, I cycled through my options. Or rather, I assessed my situation. I screwed up. I got arrogant. I understand my enemy. My thought process is fundamentally flawed. To me, this was a battle, but to Ark, this was nothing of the sort. I was an ant who thought it could defy an elephant. I only got this far because she considered me harmless. Well, now it's shown I'm anything but. She won't suffer me to skitter about anymore. I never give up, dude. We can never give up. Not when Ciel is on the line. I can't give up that easily. Getting this close took 70% of my energy and blood. If I let this chance pass, I might never get another. Odds are, this is one of my only shot. However hopeless things seem, I just can't squander it. Attacking the forearm fell. What about the joint? If I cut off Ark's motor function rather than cut through her skin, maybe I could force her to let go of Ciel. Holding my knife between my teeth, I scrambled up the glaring white slope of her arm on all fours. The luminous surface is warm, though not so hot that it burns, and tangible enough to climb. Despite appearance, it's firmly corporeal. From a distance, she seems more of a statue than a living creature, but I get a different impression now that I'm close enough to touch her. The skin at once feels solid rock and flowing water. It's firm, but not like a boulder. It's smoother and more pleasant to the touch. I could almost believe it was fine porcelain. Ark's arm shift beneath my feet. She's still a living creature. Even if she doesn't know I'm here, my foot is subject to her natural rhythm. If she happens to sneeze, unlikely as it is, she'll probably launch me over the horizon. At least I hope it's unlikely. There's no accounting for the Ark factor. Knowing her, she'll fall flat on my face just to spite me. Better get a move on before I start tempting fate.
Yosh.
And make it safely to my destination. Oh man, my throat. Grab my knife from my mouth and grip it on both hands. Her skin glitter under me like a freshly fallen snow. I drive my weapon down, straight into where the elbow joint would be on the human body. It doesn't pierce the skin. When I expect my knife to bite down deep, it snaps at the hilt, and the blade spins away, plummeting down towards the ground. Man, he must be really fucking stupid. What the fuck? Dude, that's a fucking fruit knife. What are you trying to do? Cut someone up with a fruit knife? Especially into the light. She knew you was there.
どこだろうと肌の硬さは同じものでしょ。そんなこともわからなかったの？お疲れ様。いろいろとバカなことを考えていたようだけど、何もかも無駄だったんだね。人の肌の上を這い回って。
Arc thoughts forced their way into my mind. It was a mute human with no talent for telepathy. The overwhelming pressure of her consciousness leaves me no choice but to understand.
吐息で吹き飛ばしてあげましょうか。それともちょっと腕をひねって私の足元まで落下してみる。
What is this? It's like she trapped my mind in a vice with words alone. She is not only being tortured physically, but mentally too. Ciel.
他に考えることはないのかしら。人の心配をしていられる状況。
I can tell if there's mockery or anger suffusing her thoughts. Either way, as long as I'm on her body, I'm at her mercy. Now that she noticed me, I had to get some distance.
させない。
Abruptly, I stopped. My brain is still firing. My muscles are still working, but my body's stuck in place. I strain with all my might to move my limbs, but some opposing force pushes back harder.
ここまで来て逃げられると思ったの？私の視界に入らないうちは見逃していただけよ。おちびさん。
Roa warned me about this. Stay out the luminous sight, he said. One glance is all she needs to seize control of you. This must be what he meant. Now I'm pinned in thin air, unable to either run or fight back.
ああ、そっか。目に見えるものでないとわからないんだっけ。それならちゃんと私の指で触ってあげる。当方あいにくランドマークですので、繊細な力加減もお客様への気遣いもいたしませんが。
Something colossal emerges overhead. Something massive as a crashing zeppelin, heavy as a toppling greatwood, and inescapable as a descending veil of night. Before I can even process it as an enormous hand,
私が巨人なんじゃないわ。あなたたちが小さいのよ。未だに重力に縛られた生命体。星の上っ面にあるだけの文明体。ここで根こそぎしまってあげる。でもあなたは別。私の棚には入れてあげない。だってまっすぐに本気で歯向かってきたんだろう。自分の小ささも把握できないところが可愛い。虫のように低能にそういうものとして扱ってもいいわよね。
you got squish? The giant hand descended implacably. Faced with such overwhelming might, I can't even feel fear. The spirit overcomes me, inviting me to kneel. Before I can even get a chance, 4 fingers of pure light, soft yet hard, crush me hungrily into a bloody pulp. Well, he got squished, dude. I mean, isn't never giving up usually the answer? Never give up. That's what all my animes told me. They never told me to run away. They told me running away is for cowards. Never give up. Dude, saw that as the Lumina. Isn't Ciel dead? Oh, no, she's here.
さすがに冗談を挟める状況ではありませんね。
Where's Neko Arc?
ここからは遊びなし、迅速な Q&A を行いましょう。いいですね、そこの猫型生物。
Oh, there you go.
さあ、イエスさー、了解であります、ティーチャー。
I like
あ
Neko
の
Arc.
ヒロインにあるまじき大暴走、いくら美少女でも見過ごせねえ。私への風評被害も鑑みて全力でなかったことにしてやるぜ。
はい、あなたへの被害は皆無とは思いますが、そのスピード感で黙っていてくださいね。
Oh, that's so anime.
今回は2択死亡のデッドエンドです。速やかに直前の選択肢からリトライしていただければ。一刻も早く囚われの先輩を助けたいという気持ちは大変嬉しいのですが、ここは冷静に。
Neko
あ
Arc,
んな
please.
反則級のアルクエイドを正面から相手にしてはいけません。交代は一手間違えれば即デッドな存在です。ともかく自分の命優先でお願いします。
What is that creature on the bottom left corner? Oh.
何やってるんですかあなた。
そうか、猫とは ピードとはあんまり意味のない Q&A コーナーとはこれが猫交代決勝だ。
Hey! Isn't that her super? That's her super in Type Lumina. Neko Arc Super. I remember that. That's what it came from. That's funny. Dude, that means Kimono-san. He read the visual novel before it was even released. Damn, Natsu gave him early access. Excuse me. That's kind of cool. Were we on this part? I don't remember. Oh, I gotta run. My initiative lost. I can't waste a second. Art quite literally has me in the palm of her hand. I got better things to do than stick to an approach that isn't working.
Senpai!
I give up on severing the Titan's arm. I'm not giving up on freeing the girl I love.
先輩情けなくてごめん。でも助ける。今助けるか。
そうの
I'm at no risk of falling. With my heightened sense of balance, it wouldn't matter if I were perched by a tight rope.
サメ逃げて早く逃げて。
分かってます。すぐに先輩を連れて逃げる。
With no lines to guide me, I drive my knife in blindly. Such wanton brutality would have shocked me once, but although the blow would have cut through steel, it leaves no mark on the finger that holds Ciel.
どうして？
I sat over and over again like a madman. My knife glows slick with my own blood. The coating hones of edge reinforces the blade. The initial commands of my vampire power sparks no particular feeling in me. My mind is preoccupied with other things. Frustration at my own impotence. The overwhelming might of the foe I'm facing. Ciel's face twists in pain as the crushing force relentlessly presses down her own abandonment. I cling to the giant finger, stabbing away like a machine. I'm conscious of the futility of it, but not knowing what else to do.
今のアルカイドに干渉は無意味です。私に構わず早くこの町の外に。
How do we get out of the city? No, my force of our own blood tells me to run. Seeing the state she is in kicks my mind up another gear. The air thump. Is that her eye? Damn. Fear holds me in place like a vice.
驚いた。くだらないゴミがぶつかったと思うわ。
An impossible large crimson eye regards me disinterestedly from above. My overclocked brain abruptly crashes. I can't blink. I can't breathe. A single look was all it took. Under the weight of her gaze, I forgot I'm even human. I'm utterly helpless. Sorry about that. It's like 1 a.m., dude. Helpless to free Ciel. Helpless to save myself. Helpless to resist her. The closer to the Lumina, the more severe the winds. That much I already knew. So I should have expected this. A whirling maelstrom, powerful enough to obliterate a tanker truck, descends on me. It tends to devour that vermin that offended his master. My lungs remain frozen. My legs refuse to move. Ciel is, thank goodness. Arc hands will shield her from the tornado. Only I would pay the price of my own foolishness. That they say that death is peaceful once you accept it. Perhaps that is what they mean. Tear paralyzed from the terror of her gaze, I am cast into the air like a leaf in a gale. Carried by the white wind, I spiral down on earth. My brain can't process which way is up. Never mind how I should brace for impact. If I could have been so blind to how hard I was pushing myself, I might have seen this coming. 2 days ago, a light jog would have been out of breath for me. What was I thinking? Blasting through 100 meters in mere seconds, jumping up buildings, throwing myself at giants, shredding and mending every muscle in my body over and over again, boosting my metabolism to hundreds of times its ordinary rate, forcing the burden of all that natural healing to my brain. I'm exhausted every last drop of my power I can muster. My body, my mind, my plans, they're all spent. A voice seems to whisper in my ear. You've done enough, it says. Even God can't untangle this mess. What hope do you have? But is that really true? Under the voice whispering in my heart, you can't give up yet. You have the tools you need at hand. You're right to try to defeat her. You're only wrong in your approach. I breathe out, long and slow, exhaling my exhaustion. It isn't enough to revive my worn-out nervous system, but it is enough to persuade my eyes to open. What happened? My heart is beating. My legs is attached. Blood flows to my fingers when I clench them. So, I'm still alive. Dude, my throat fucking... oh my god. My throat hurts so much, man. Alright, let's get going. Fortunately, I managed to avoid getting sucked up by that cyclone. Undoubtedly, fortunately, I'm still in one piece, especially given how far I fell. I didn't think it'd be like 50 hours. That'll be like maybe 40. That's a lot of reading.
いいところに落とされたな。
お前
I got a sandwich, dude. I'm fucking hungry. Fuck. That jerky and cheese stick was not filling. It was only filling an hour ago. Now it's 1 a.m. I should have ate something really heavy. I don't have it in me to ask why he's still here. Battered inside and out, I can't muster any venom towards him, or Arc for that matter.
ここは地面か
Stand up shakily. I feel like a ghost, picking myself up because that's all I remember how to do. In that moment, when I see what lies before me, I learn the true meaning of despair. I choke out of dry gas at the sheer enormity. This sight, I know it. I know it too well. It reminds me of a landscape I only see in photographs. The jungles of South America, or closer to home, the forests of Yakushima. Before its immense scale, I feel pathetically tiny. Is this the life energy or whatever? No, I'd be wrong to liken this vision to the Amazon. My human mind wants to believe I'm looking at trees. But those aren't trees, they're roots. Roots of those delicate flowers one might inadvertently crush underfoot, grown to monstrous proportions. Roots that now envelop the earth. The true form of the enemy Ro and I dare pose comes into view, and Rosine comes to understanding. Of course she stands like a giant over us. Of course humans are mere insects to her. I feel an unnatural heat and humidity. I see it in the stifling press of primordial colors, in the veil of abundant greenery draped over the world, in the thinness of the oxygen, in the lethal concentration of toxic gases. This is nature, red in tooth and claw, sneering at human ingenuity. What I'm standing in is no city, not anymore. No, it's the overgrown ruins of the civilization. It's a world far more ancient. It is the Earth in its primal days, hundreds of millions of years before humanity ever drew its first breath.
そうだ。俺が惑星の霊長に知的生命体を設定しなかった場合、地球本来の植物の尺度、神祖にとって外敵への対応はこのようだ。人間を排除する必要も、衰退させる必要もない。彼女はただ、周りを強くすることで相対的に文明を矮小化させている。
My heart all but give out of the horrifying reality. It's my body, not my mind, that surrenders first. Now I know the true scale of what I face. Now I see any challenge made was sinful. Let me rest. My body bleeds. Isn't it enough that you got so close? Making my way to Ciel took everything I had. Now falling to a landscape out of my myth. If I so much as scratching the arc, but no way getting back up into the fight. Oh fuck.
それとも粉々に吹き飛ばしちゃった？
Damn, dude, she scared the shit out of me. I was like, what the fuck? I pressed square on accident. Why are you talking to me? I look up at the source of the cacophony in my skull. Beyond the roots arrayed to put mankind in its place. An luminous figure looks down imperiously.
なんだ、ちゃんとそこにいるじゃない。ごめんなさい。小さすぎて見失っちゃった。
Hey, it's not the size that matter, it's how you use it. The Titan still holds Ciel in her grasp. She plucks at her body poignantly, for my benefit, no doubt.
今まで気づいていなかったけど、これからは気をつけるわ。もっとも、もう歯向かう気持ちもないでしょうけど。
I'm amazed to feel fire light in my flagging heart. I didn't think I had it in me. Hold on. I gotta wipe my glasses. I was like scratching my eye, and then I touched my glasses lens. It sucks because if you touch your glasses lens with your fingers, it'll leave fingerprints, and now your part of your vision is smeared by your own fingerprints. That's why glasses sucks, dude. I always thought about contact lenses, but I don't know. Wanting to free Ciel is part of it for sure. But more than that, Arc bold-faced taunting has me seeing red.
お前本当に頭悪いな。
How long she's gonna try and keep up the charade?
はあ？意識なんてしていなかったんですけど。ぴょんぴょん飛び跳ねるだけの小虫より、こっちのおもちゃをいじった方が楽しいでしょ？
マジか。
I didn't speak that question out loud. She must have literally read my mind, as if that giant lava lamp of the body wasn't overpowered enough. She can hear my goddamn thoughts. And though I'd be none the wiser if she kept her mouth shut. To reveal her powers is just trade insult is exactly the kind of bird brain move I expect from her actually.
何よりも無獄殺されたいようね。本当に気乗りはしないけど、口の減らない人間に身の程を教えてあげる。
Yeah, she heard him say she's a fucking bird brain because she can read his thoughts. Oh man. The ground shuddered beneath my feet. I can feel the world itself snarling at me in hostility as it did to Ciel.
似た者同士の見苦しい泥の投げ合いは終わったかね。
Damn right we are. I'm so pissed off now that I find the courage for one more try. The word is a hellish gauntlet of primal flora. The rooftops are the domain of an all-seeing titan. I still don't have a clear idea of what the Lumina is. I should. What do we do? Hiding's for cowards. We go back up. Staying here is just going to sap my strength. I can't help Ciel from from down by Arc ankles. I have to go back up. There must be something I missed. Once I have that missing piece, I can figure that out. First, I got to get out of the jungle roots. I climb up them and find a small building to jump to. Then the real challenge will begin. There's magical energy contained in my blood. My vampiric traits dwindle when I expend it, but when it replenishes a little each time it circulates through my heart.
よし
Whoosh. Slowly minimizing my blood expenditure, I scale the roots. Once I'm out, I can find a way up to the rooftops. Then, like before, I'll sneak behind the Lumina and... Hey, can't she read my mind? What the hell? Where am I floating?
呆れた。自分から姿を見せるなんて。人間ってもう少し頭のいい生き物だと思っていたけど。
Invisible force lifts me into the air. I briefly wonder if I've been caught in the wind current, but no. Arc is picking me up with telekinesis. I should have known better. She no longer have any blind spots to exploit. I only managed to sneak up on her in the first place because she was intentionally ignoring me. But now I provoked her into fighting for real. With the ground level cover of Megaflora, I have nothing to shield me from her eyes. No, it's worse than that. I throw myself into her lap, taking my head right at her feet. I might as well have been asking to get squashed.
高い高い
I flew about trying to resist, but I still rise higher, and inexorably as if I've been being hoisted up by a crane. Higher than a rooftop I was hoping to reach. Higher and higher into the sky, as I'm so high and there's no way down. Way down. Her gigantic figure floods my brain with arrows. She's so impossibly large, yet so familiar in form, that my perspective is shattered. Is she gargantuan or am I minuscule? Is she the abnormally or is it me? Are these shudder of fear running through me? Or through ecstasies at her beauty? My senses, my ability to perceive the world are completely paralyzed. I don't know one thing for certain.
そう。もう絶対に逃げられないということ。
Okay. She won't ever let me defy her again. Crucified mid-air, I'm helpless to resist as her claws of wind swing lazily toward me.
そういえば、さっきのお返しがまだだった。遠慮しないで。私と式の仲だもの。全然聞かなかったけど、ナイフを突き立てられたのは事実だし。ランドマークだの、デカブツだの、失礼な表現をされたことだし。
Oh, she heard all of that.
これくらいそのちっぽけな体であがなってもらわないとね。
Once, twice, 3 times more, like a cat with a mouse. Her limbs are far sturdier than normal humans, but she snaps him like a twig. Shrieks slip through my gritted teeth. I can feel pain. It means my nerves are still connected. Even pinned in midair like this, I can still try and minimize the damage. What does that mean if you like cut off your arm? You can no longer feel the pain? No, right? You can still feel pain. It's called phantom pain. Even though your arm is no longer there, your body still remembers what that pain is of, you know, your arm. What the hell did I just do?
この気持ち。癖になっちゃいそう。私。ほらほら、頑張る頑張る。さっきからシエルが暴れてるわ。すっごい、ちょっと指動かされちゃった。やっぱり最高のおもちゃね、あなたたち。
My strength dissolved. My will to resist her evaporates. She's on a different scale to anything else I face. An opponent without weaknesses. For the first time, I truly know the crushing despair of being at the mercy of an irresistible force.
さっきまではちゃんと避けていたのにどうしたの？ピンで撃たれた標本になっちゃった？ああ、そっか。私が捕まえてるんだっけ？
The force keeping me in place suddenly relaxes. Release its hold, I plummet toward the ground. I crash and landed on a pale glowing surface. My limbless torso is helpless to soften my fall. My internal functions are too much shock to scream, but at least I'm better off than I was. I've gone from elevation of 80 meters to 50. For all the good that does me. I have to run. I have to get out of here. As hopeless as it is, I have to try. I squirm around the Titan palm on my stomach. No dice. The luminous platform seems so much bigger now than the last time I was here.
ごめんなさい。つい落としちゃった。この体、まだ慣れてなくて。ま、時間はあるし、
Grab my arm.
ゆっくり調整すればいいか。
How did it remind me? I worked out today, and for the first time in 3 or 4 months now, right? So my body's a little bit sore. It's okay. The white earth dips in at its center like a bow. The sides rise to cage me in. Though I'm standing on solid ground, I feel adrift in a raging sea. So minuscule I am. The faint curse of her flesh are enough to impede me. I can't see a thing, even with my eyes open. Our world is white from horizon to horizon. I feel the warmth of her body on every inch of my skin. I feel her breath, hot enough to boil my brain. My senses only seem to sharpen, even as my body grows numb. I can't take this anymore, it's just too much. My mind keeps losing track of what I'm doing while I'm fighting. How can I get out? How can I break free? I don't know. I feel nothing but a single emotion towards a single being. I know nothing but this white world of torment. It's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Not just my body heat, and not just my breathing. I'm melting, become one with the matter around me. The harder I struggle, the weaker I grow. The further I flee, the harder it gets to breathe. I'm barely more than a corpse now. I shouldn't be able to move at all. But my body and my heart refuse to die. So I wreathe in the desert of her palm. So hot. My struggles are fueled not by pain, not even despair, but by this mysterious heat. She stares at me as I squirm.
もう絶対に私から触ってなんかやるもんかって思
What
って
does
た
that
け
mean?
ど
Okay.
我慢できなくなっちゃった、もう私のものなんだし、何をしたって構わないわよね。
The Titan index finger rises like a towering pillar and slowly, grindingly, crushes the maggot wreathing in her palm. How can you talk? Breath bursts from my throat in wordless gasps. Just before it liquefies my flesh, shattering my bones and grinds me into human paste, the finger recedes. The worst part is, even after being squashed flat, the creature known as Shikitono clings pathetically to life. I see. Being in physical contact with the Limna replenishes my magical energy. Whether I want to or not, my blood drinks in the power she exudes, preparing my battered body. That's the result.
あなたが吸血鬼になって一つだけいいこと 見つけちゃった。じっくりと遊べること。
Okay.
可愛いものをいじるのは少しだけ楽しいわ。
No matter what she does to me, no matter how thoroughly she breaks me, not even death will provide an escape. I'm trapped in a five-finger prison, and so I fight for breath in an ocean of blood, endlessly sustained by the false hope she dangles before my eyes. Hey, can't he just tag out and have Roa take over his body? Like, fuck this, Roa. You can have my body. I'm done with it. And then she's torturing Roa now instead of Shiki. Can't that happen? But he just give up? I guess he's too stubborn to give up, huh? There's no Lumina. Oh. Interesting. Oh, it's Echo Arc.
こんにちは。教えてシエル先生。代理のエコアルクです。本来なら私が出てくるエンドではないのですが、シエル先生も猫も吹き飛んでしまったので。
Oh. Okay.
今回のエンドも直前からやり直せばいい即死系2択です。あの現象は1秒でも早く終わらせたいので、このコーナーはスキップして本編に戻ってください。
That's the last bad ending. Anything to say, Echo Arc, on the last bad ending? Nothing to say.
スキップしないのですね。仕方ありません。このコーナーも今回で最後ですから、少しだけサービスします。
It says.
あれが交代。この町に現れたアルクエイドが暴走した姿です。交代は惑星初期化のシステムですが、これはもうそう呼べません。振られたから暴走するとか、ただの恋愛怪獣ですよね。まったくも。言葉が乱れました。忘れてください。
What she said? Was,
全長ですが、システム発生時は200メートル級。権限時はまだ安定していないので、見た目の規模が大きい代わり、当たり判定がありません。ビルをすり抜けて膨れ上がっているのもそのためです。安定時になると、全長は100メートル級で固定。これは周囲の文明レベルに合わせてのものです。体積、体重は計測できません。こうなると質量を伴っていますが、抗体は地球の生命力が形になったもの。強いて言うなら、地球の質量が体重でしょうか。なので地球上ではどんなアクションをしようと、地球にとっては重くないので、地形には重さによるダメージはかからない。となります。地面は陥没しません。ただし、人工物はその限りではありません。ちなみに千年城が消滅したのは、彼女の空想具現化のランクが下がったためです。交代状態の審査では、空想具現化は大雑把なものしかできません。出力が大きくなった分、きめ細やかな空想を構築できなくなったのです。交代状態の彼女にできることは、超広範囲の魔眼と、自身に向けられる攻撃をキャンセルする空想無料化と、地熱操作、大気操作といったものになります。要は自然の脅威です。これを意識的に思考性のものとして使っていた普段の彼女と、無意識に反応として使うことしかできない今の彼女、どちらが生命として優れているかはあなたの思考でご判断いただければ。
The small one then, right? Because she could do more phantasm.
とはいえ、このバッドエンドの彼女は私の知る交代ではありません。 システムでありながら自己を感情を優先する兆しを見せています。その上で暴走による自己崩壊はせず、新しい器に変化している。
New vessel.
システムだったものが個になるとき、
That was
どのような無理が生じるか私には分かりません。デッドエンド、バッドエンドとたくさんのエンドを見てきましたが、これは一つのワールドエンド、
Oh,
ある意味
okay.
最悪のエンドでしょう。ですので彼女に気遣いは無用です。容赦なく徹底的に分不相応の夢ごと粉々に打ち壊すような、そんな反撃をあなたに期待します。
Thank you, Echo Arc. Oh, everything's gonna go back.
またいつかあるはずのない夢の中で。
Bye bye. I wonder when we're gonna meet in the Echo Arc again. I think Lin appeared in Type Lumina ending. There was a Boss Rush 3.0 for Miyako story, and Lin appeared in it. I wonder if Echo Arc's one appeared with Lin. I don't know. Then we got all the ending, dude, and the worst ending, world ending, where Shiki will forever be tormented by the Lumina. All right, there's only one thing left to do. Let's get that ending. Let's finish this. Finding her head on would be crazy. I won't find any magical solution waiting for me up in the rooftop. Only Ark's paralyzing gaze. My best bet is to try and stay out of her sight. It's not like I'm completely out of options. There are plenty of places to hide down on the ground. If I conceal myself among these enormous roots, she'll never find me.
へえ、それはそれで面白いけど。
I sense a hint of amusement in her voice. Though the trespassers have escaped her gaze, the giant doesn't need to see him to know what he's thinking.
あなたは息をしないでも生きていられる生き物だった。
What to predict the fate that awaits him? Dang. What's going on? As promised, the environment down here is rapidly proving hostile to mammalian life. The temperature pushes 40 degrees, where fronds of greenery consume every open surface. Worst of all, the air is growing thin. Unable to photosynthesize, the gargantuan plants inhale oxygen in vast quantities, leaving none behind to support birds or beasts.
上空の気流の乱れ、この酸素濃度が原因。人類が知る原生植物ではあるが、その規格、強靭さはまるで別物だろう。
言ってる場合か。酸素が吸えなかったら血液も濁る。吸血鬼にとって致命的じゃないのか、それは。
酸素結合による血液の正常化に頼る使徒であれば、まだ人間部分を残している塔の式には致命的だ。
そうかよ。じゃあ何分持つ？
肉体を稼働させなければ1時間。まだ続けるというのなら確かな保証はもうできない。
So if I keep running around, I could kill over inside of a minute. Well, I could have told myself that. I got nothing left in the tank. Simply push through the oversized overgrown is enough to win me. Despite the fact that I can see the lines all around me, my head has stopped aching. It can only mean the pain receptors are no longer functioning. But still.
死の線とやらを見続けている。私にはお前が見ているものは理解できない。死の捉え方。生の結論において我々には共有できる余地がない。いや、私は相互理解を良しとしない。
Oh, roll big time. His babbling is helping me stay focused. Keep moving. Use your eyes. It must be somewhere under these roots.
その精神の強靭さは評価に値するが、当の士気の肉体は限界を迎えている。身体機能の減速に免疫機構が追いついていない。ここで休息と栄養の補給をしなければ、酸素があろうとなかろうと心臓は停止する。
くそ、人の体だと思ってはっきり言いやがって。
そうだな。この肉体の存続と私の存続に関連性はなくなった。まさに他人事。
I wanna lean back, boys. Oh, get comfy. Hold on. What does he mean by? The roots grow thicker and thicker. Everyone warned me that overexerting myself would be fatal, but I'll be crushed if I stay here. I have to get to safety while I still can. As much as it pains me to give up ground against Ark, I have bigger concerns right now. That's why I took cover in the first place, to hide like a pest in her garden. Yeah, my voice getting too weak. I can't. I gotta whisper now. Humanity is extinct. This is no hyperbole, no metaphor. Dang, man. I wonder, should I keep going? I mean, we're so close to the ending. Another 2 hours, maybe. Maybe. I'm so tired. Oh, God. Humanity is extinct. There's no hyperbole, no metaphor. All phenomena within range of our conscious mind have been taken prisoner. Although she has not taken a single step since her advent, she reigns supreme over all beneath her crimson sky. She has grown no larger. Her surroundings have grown no smaller. In her eyes, the world was always thus. The planet sees no great distinction between large and small. In the core of her luminous being, where the human heart would be, she aches. Something's wrong. What she has become, she must not be. The glow of her breasts impels to revert to her old form, to reduce her output before it's too late. But bridge after bridge is burning in her wake. Even if she wants to stop, she would not know how. In the depths of delight, she finds sadness. In the throes of pleasure, she finds fear. Opposing impulses, irreconcilable logic errors, spur her to ever greater excess of insanity. But the object of her reception is unsightly. Determination has hidden herself. The Gal, he might die before she could kill him. Yet she is powerless to pursue him. For she refused to consider him an object of interest. She was not worthy of her attention, and undeserving of her gaze, so she insisted to herself. She looks away from the ruined civilization below. It is covering of primal flora. Hey man, if we're gonna play another visual novel, we can't do another type moon. It's too much reading. Dude, my throat hurts. Oh fuck. I mean, you still could play Mihoyo. Just not after. Oh god. Not after Tsukihime Remake. We gotta take a couple of visual novel breaks, dude. She looks away from the ruined civilization below, with its covering as primal flora. One of the only two humans left in the world may have escaped her, but she has the other in hand. With a murderous smile, she paws at the life in her grasp. And thin streams of insult rises from the primordial world at her feet. But such things are beneath her notice. I should have got something to eat.
しぶといのは体だけじゃないんだもの。まだ理性があるなんてどうなってるの、シエル。
Willpower. The tiny figure struggles between her fingers. They have shared such an intimate time together. Where at first she's delighted in tearing her apart, she now feels a strange connection between them, but that only exacerbates her cruelty. Damn, dude, you know, yeah, it's a lot of reading. You're gonna throw a hard-ass word? Exacerbates? Come on, man. Come on, man.
私がロアを取り込んでしまえば、あなたは私が死ぬまで生き続けるしかなくなる。
Oh, I got... My eyes are wet. It's because I've been yawning a lot, though. Mm-mm.
あなたが死ぬためには、天聖批判の聖典でロアを殺さないといけない。
それがどうしたって言うんですか。
Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm trying to do something. Okay, what she said. The exhale gasped through her fading consciousness. How many death and resurrection has she endured at the giant's hand? She can no longer recall.
けれど、いいの？ドアが死ぬということは、あなたも死ぬということなのよ。ドアを消滅させてしまえば、あなたのこのいたぶりがいのある体も、普通のつまらない体に戻ってしまう。
それが私の望みです。
そう、かわいそうね。あなたの望みは叶えられない。私は今度こそロアを取り込む。何もできずに逃げ回るだけの肉塊を何万回と引き裂いてね。
Even after a dozen fatal wounds, the executor won't die. Tenderly, carefully, the giant drives her to the limit of agony, putting on a show at the foliage below. Even in her inner spills out of her. She screams are only in pain and not despair. Her eyes gleam with defiance.
何その目。不愉快だわ。何か言った？
ええ、本当にどうしようもないと。
Though she is wholly at the giant's mercy, the executor smiles.
まったく、一度殺されたくせに、まだ彼を分かっていないのですね。
Oh, she knows. Chiki killed Arc. It is a smile born of faith of the young man fleeing below, of the conviction that he will prevail. She does not like that. Their roots wreathe like overgrown serpents as they scramble along their length. My fingers tingle from lack of oxygen. My left hand is no longer functions. The lines of death are converging on something. It's close, I know it. If I could just get there in time.
私には殺しても死なないおもちゃがあるものね。
The voice echoes from above. At this rate, I'm going to pass out from anger before the oxygen deprivation gets me. She's just trying to provoke me, taught me into revealing myself, but that's no excuse.
しぶといな。やっぱりロア本人を殺さないとあなたは死なないみたいね、シエル。
To so offhandedly torment Ciel. She hates me so much, let her kill me. Let her send a tornado down here to smash me to pieces. Don't torture the one I love and pretend I can hear it happening.
そう、かわいそうね。あなたの望みは叶えられない。私は今度こそロアを取り込む。 何もできずに逃げ回るだけの肉塊を何万回と引き裂いてね。
Icy water seeps up in my brainstem to fill my skull. My gut threatens to surge out of my throat. Emptiness usurped my self-awareness.
おい、境界を越えているぞ。
I don't give a shit. I'll kill her. I'll kill her. I'll cure every last thing that gets in my way. Look, Bro can go screw himself. I won't let Arc lay another finger on Ciel. Look, overclock your brain until the veins burst into flame. Look, 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 look. All this time I had it wrong. I need to get something else before I can kill Arc. Get it now. I see death defacing the living, the vegetation, the air itself, but the lumen alone remains pristine. Death does not exist on her.
何それ？自殺する気？
The voice emanates from above, dripping with contempt. No, don't let her trick you. She was pretending otherwise, but she's scanning the ground with those immense crimson eyes because she's scared of you. The ant that's drawn the elephant gaze. To hurry, you know what you have to do. You know the moment you set foot in her domain.
いいわ。こっちの虫で遊ぶのは後回し。
Unlike a dead apostle, she has no need for blood. Somebody told me once that the world decrees her perfect by virtue of her existence. True ancestors exist at the extension of our planet, drawing their vitality from their own reserve. They have no such thing as a lifespan. They will never age, never tire, never die. In other words, invincibility is a function of the natural world. And there's no hiding my plans. There's no hiding my plans from her. Not when she can read my thoughts. That's why I've been trying so hard not to think about my objective directly. But that has its limit. There's no distracting myself now that's staring me right straight in the face. Even so, my brain will take a second to process what I'm seeing. There's 1 second head start on her telepathy. Emerged from the undergrowth. Burning with my strength and my blood and my very soul, I sprint towards the point of death. Above, I feel a gargantuan presence, gas and shock. Well, I got a full second on her, so she can eat my dust. She's too large for her motor signals to reach her overgrown limbs in time. 1 second, I'll be there. It's a little closer, I'll be in range. All this time, I've been barking up the wrong tree. Or get insulated from the very possibility of death. But that means, if I can kill whatever granted her that protection, she'll no longer be invincible. I arrive at my destination, a colossal point of death. This time, it's really a checkmate. My eyeballs burn, my bones shudder as I raise my arm. It pouring lights on my feet, the death of the earth itself. I drop my knife straight down to get the world in.
そういうこと？
My body slashed through the air. There are points of death vanishes without a trace. It was not my doing. The point itself sucked towards the titan feet and disappeared along the lines of death that emanated from it.
神祖の企画によるものではなく、交代による自傷収納。
Her voice slides off my ears. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? She can just pluck the planet's own lifeline literally off the face of the earth? Yeah, she weighs as much as planet Earth. Okay. He is heavy. Oh, it's her feet. But her containment is not yet satisfied. A pitch-black vortex swirls into being at her feet. Slowly but surely, the megaflora, the hollowed-out shadow building, everything's pulled into its void. The brilliant giant wavers. Too exhausted to even wonder what that could mean. The vortex devoured the world itself. The very ground standing on is sliding towards Arc like she's tugging on the tablecloth. Oh, a voice breaks me out of my fugue. No, not exactly. With my last hope crushing and end the world fast approaching, I can't muster the will to think. I only follow Roar's suggestion out of some deep-rooted survival instincts. The word of humankind is falling before my eyes. Arc powers in their ordinary incantations seem gentle next to this. Damn, dude. She could do that. That's kind of cheating. In her luminous state, her phenomenon containment does not present so much as pulverize. Instead of merely losing their outer layer, the buildings surrender the entire existence to the undertow. Without Roar warning, I would have met the same end drag into the vortex, flattened like a sheet of paper, and trapped on the reverse side of the world. The booming voice is wrecked in pain. Not once did Lumina look my way. What are you gonna do? Oh, Ciel. Instead, she unleashes a power and a helpless blah blah blah. I couldn't read it in time. It was on auto. Helpless prisoner. To get it, I guess. It's loud as hell. Alright, yeah, let's do it. Chest heaving. I dash along the roof of what was once a building. Human beings must be stronger than I appreciated, or at least more tenacious. Even with all hope gone, my body still hasn't given up. I reversed my vector from before. This time I run away from the Lumina, scrambling across the roofs of buildings as they sink into the quicksand below, and then provide stable footing for long. Oh, is that Shiki? I think so. That little shadow on top. Yeah. Each landing gives me a minute at best to identify and move to my next safe spot. Claw of wind reach out to crush my feeble resistance. I'm not going to make it. My 50 km/h running speed isn't enough. No, something so human as running could never outpace this apocalyptic whirlwind. Leaping from building to building can only get me so far. I need a faster way, a more efficient way. Despite myself, I think I get it. I didn't jump to the next building, just now so much as fall towards it, just sideways. It's like I fixed myself to where I wanted to go with an invisible rubber band and let Newton do the rest.
焼き付くって具体的には。
焼き付くは焼き付く。物理的に燃えるんだから灰になるだろう。
Oh, so now he'd give it to me straight? The rolling winds loom closer. The updraft near the Lumina is strong enough to pick up the rubble. If I don't get myself away from her, 300 meters at least, I won't be able to escape the impending vortex. But the world is swirling inwards at 50 kilometers per hour. As the evolved phenomenon containment draws all the existence into a gravity well, if I can't outrun this pull, it'll swallow me. To get 300 meters away from the Lumina in these conditions, I had to procure inhuman speed from human legs. A blast of wind shears away building as it passes its wake. Sending me flying into a nearby roof. I crash backwards onto the featureless stone and roll another 20 meters. Grabbing onto the roof with zero life, I allay my fall. The rooftop has no fence to speak of. If I slide off the edge, I'll be helpless to stop myself from falling into the vortex below.
紐は意識できたのだろう。落下してもリカバリーは効くはずだ。そもそも今なぜ引力操作をしなかった。
Like I'm going to use this gravity manipulation willy-nilly. It'll burn me up from the inside out. I'll only use it as the absolute last resort. Although, maybe it's rich to be worried about one arm when my whole brain is about ready to give out. I can't move a single muscle. My breath died in my throat, but not lack of oxygen. At long last, I'm out of fuel. I'm not even hungry, but I have an insatiable craving for fresh. No, not even that. But I doubt my body will recognize it as substance anyway. All I want to is rest, to sleep. A minute is all I need. Just 1 minute to shut down my body and clear my mind. I scrape together the very last dregs of my will into a mouthful of vitality. Voicing my leaden limbs into a lumbering run, I leap to a promising looking building. Luckily, this area seems to be out of range of the updrafts. There's no wall of whirling winds that pursues me here. That said, I'm done. Completely, utterly exhausted. I can't summon another ounce of physical or mental energy, nor even antipathy for the Titan. I didn't stop for a second, because stopping meant death. I chose to run away because I had no way to fight back. I swore to make her pay, because it was the only way to get through her thick skull. But all those reasons are bleeding away now. My fuel gauges wind down to zero. If I even haven't taken a fatal wound, my body finally expires. Does that mean Ro is going to take over?
ほら、やっぱり。
She feels the irritating little flea, breath its last and smiles. Though it squealed with every gust that caught it, its voice was too small to reach her ears. That brings her no small dissatisfaction, but she had transcended any reliance of physical sound. The thoughts and feelings of every being in her domain come to her in a constant feed.
初めからその程度。分かっていないのはあなたの方だったじゃない。
The air thrums around the broken executor, but she doesn't answer. The last squeeze might have been a little too spirited. Her splattered body is slowly reforming, but the regeneration has yet breached her brain. The Titan sighs in exasperation, then tips her palm down, as though dropping something used and worn out into a waste basket.
もういいの。ここでお別れね、シエル。 いつか気が向いたらそこから出してみて。
To the Titan, this is an act of both vengeance and punishment. The executor dared to claim that she did not understand her enemy. Preposterous. It was Ciel who didn't have a clue. No one understands that spiteful little creature half as well as she. She can feel him even now. His heartbeat, his body heat, his pulse, his immune system, his bones, his hair, his tongue, his trachea, his guts, his frustration, his scorn, his anger, his regret. All that he is, she holds it in the palm of her hand. Hey, did Nazi really have to write all that? Well, he just wanted to write that. Okay.
そうだからこれでおしまい。もう一歩も動けないものあいつ。
The executor plummets from 80 meters up. Ordinarily, such a fall would end in death as the impact dashed against her to the ground. This time, however, a swirling maw waits her below, ready to swallow her up along with all other phenomena. Instead of breaking her, it will flatten her into two-dimensional form and imprison her. She will be left to suffer for all eternity, with no hope of salvation or release. Illumina prediction are absolute. As such, the action of both the executor Ciel and the boar, or rather Roa's host, must remain within expected parameters. Yes, she possesses unparalleled power and total knowledge. Such an omnipotent being must not, to fail in her prediction would prove her impotent and shame the world that birthed her. Thus, what happened? She is deeply shocked by the sight unfolding before her. She forgets to maintain Illumina dignity. Shiki, Roa. From my perch on the wall, I send all my blood to my legs and explode into a hyper long jump. I don't even think. The moment I saw Ciel discarded, my empty gauge ticked up to 1. The crimson sky cracks with blue thunder. I don't care. The Titan looks on in blank astonishment. I don't care. This is no miracle. This isn't even stubbornness. My limits just don't matter anymore. Call it the power of love or whatever. My willpower is spent, but my love is not. So I burned that instead. I don't even think about how I survived the landing. Ciel's the only thing in my sights. Catching her is all that matters. The rest I'll figure out when I get there. What's up, Skydam? Ciel's your queen. I'm saving her right now. Oh, Arc didn't like that. Ciel's battered body halts in midair. Then in reverse course, as though unbound from gravity, until she hangs at the height of the Titan's chest. Oh, his new power! Gravity! Whatever it's called. Anger lights in the breast at Arc's sheer nerve. She said she was done. She can't take backsies now. But the giant tyranny continues unheeding. She raised Ciel's body, then with contemptuous snap of a finger, I can see her pout. She flicks her. A harsh thunk shakes the air. The impact propels Ciel to unmeasurable speed. Her body shoots across the night sky like an arrow, landing beyond the horizon of Arc phenomenon containment in our school. Man, she's too strong. I feel sick seeing Ciel treated so callously, flung like a ping pong ball. It's too horrible to watch. On the other hand, she's been released from Arc's hold, thrown beyond her reach, no less. Roa claimed Illumina is immobile. In which case, if I can find a way to escape from her domain and reach the school, I win.
ま、やっちゃったことは仕方ないか。
I can't see her face, but I can sense her smirk.
落としたゴミは拾いに行かないと。
My eyes widen as a precipitate change overcomes her. As though demonstrating her vast superiority to the pitiful human below, our gargantuan form begins to walk. Damn, dude, she can move this entire time? What?
そこで見ていなさい。ドアの隅かごとあなたたちの思い出を踏み潰してあげる。
I have no retort. I can only watch in horror. She casts aside her sole weakness, immobility, on a whim to become the Earth's most arrogant, self-indulgent vampire princess reborn. Dude, she could walk. What the hell? They can't win, man. This is impossible. The Titan holds the heart of all sapient creatures, whatever form they may take, firmly in her grasp. The mighty, the fearsome, the otherworldly. Animal respects beings as leaders. Humans revere them as gods. The entity before me now is a catastrophe on that scale. Although her stride is enormous, her steps have no weight. Her body is colossal, but its passage leaves the ground unshaken. I stood on her arm. I know she's made of matter. Her body should weigh hundreds, if not thousands, a ton. But then, why should I bother trying to make sense of such an alien being? Analyzing the incomprehensible won't get me out of this mess. The vortex swirls at her feet even as she walks. Her precision sweeps clean the city beneath her. Now that she's moving, she has no more blind spots. She's safe from attack. If she wanted, she could reach down and pick me right up. But alright, this should be cause for despair, and yet... Oh, he can see something! But I sense she's somehow more grounded than before. I got to pull myself together. I don't have time to marvel at some giant glowing statue. This is my only shot at saving Ciel. The question is, can I do it? Can I chase after Arc's massive footsteps, overtake her, and get to the school before her?
いや、エレイシアの救出が目的である。その冒険の必要はない。あるいは、お前の勝ち。このまま行けば、あの女は自滅する。
My frozen brain abruptly defrosts. My thoughts, scattering from seeing the luminous wall, deform into the shape of Shikitono.
どういうことだそれ。
抗体が惑星の環境を初期化するシステムにする。強大なその権能は個人の目的で使われてはならない。受け皿の問題だ。惑星規模のエネルギーを自分のために使えば、神祖であろうと器が耐えられない。それは姫君であろうと例外ではない。これまでの彼女は惑星の報復機能だ。だが、自らの意志で動き出した以上、それは生命。今の彼女には生命としての死が存在する。
Wait, what? Like something in her own will. Oh, okay. Because she's moving on her own accord, her own selfish desires, what makes her a living being. I see. So that's why she seems less ethereal.
過度な自傷収納と特定人物への一方的な感情で、あれは暴走状態に入っている。おそらく思考したことが止められないのだ。限界を超えて稼働し続ける発電所のようなもの。このまま放置すれば抗体現象は停止する。アルクエイド・ブルースタッドという神祖の消滅とともに。
So she'll die for real.
1000年の追跡もここまでとは、私やお前にとってはこれ以上はない結末だ。
Damn, 1,000 years. Give me a break. I can't imagine a crueler fate.
おい、
I'm supposed to just let her self-destruct. This isn't who she is. How can I watch her destroy herself, leaving all her hopes unfulfilled? Let me see. Oh, okay.
それ止められないのか。
Unfortunately for both of us, I'm dead serious.
では正気か？エレイシアを救出し、姫君から逃げ延びるのがお前の勝利条件だと理解しているか？
Forgotten? No. I'm just realizing for the first time what my victory means for the other side. If anyone deserves to die, it's me, for overlooking something so obvious for so long. My goal was always to save Ciel, not to see Arc dead. I never truly considered her my enemy, just as she never truly considered me hers.
その結果がこれだ。愚かしいにも程がある。
But there's still time. I can still set things right. I don't have to run away and leave her desperate pleas unanswered. I can choose a better end.
交代であることが間違いなら、アルクエイドが自滅する前に、あの交代を殺してやる。
Damn, he's gonna kill Lumina.
だが
Okay. Namely, he continues how I tend to accomplish that. How do I tend to kill a being I tried and failed to land a scratch on, that I struggle to even approach?
もちろん俺だけじゃ不可能だ。点は見えても近づく手段がない。あのデカブツの心臓に触れるには、一度完全に無力化する必要がある。
つまり
Grand Maidcraft alone would be sufficed. A wasteful application of such an intricate ritual. I would have done better. Oh! Oh! Roa! He's gonna use Roa Grand Magecraft. Something about Roa words keeps nagging at me. He never opened his mouth without a reason. His was so pointed because it was a signal to me. He was giving me a hint, saying that if I were blind enough to miss it, it would be my own fault. That must mean...
お前、切り札を持ってるだろ。
Oh shoot! My question is met with silence. I sense no quiet satisfaction, no joy for a wayward student's success, but
まだ心は折れない。
in a theologian grave tone, he ascertains my resolve.
もう何度も折れてる。治りが早いだけだ。
その場合、懲りないというのが正しいな。
Ha! He's got me there.
いいから、いい加減力を貸せ。俺が死んだら困るんだろ。お前も。
私が協力する道理がない。お前が玉砕しようと、姫君が消滅しようと、私の価値に変動はない。
A robotic answer, devoid of emotion. I expect nothing less from him. All the safety in his reincarnation, all his obsession with Arc, he can carry into his next life. He has nothing to gain from risking himself here, and nothing to lose if he doesn't. But that's the point. Roro always comes out on top, every time. Which is why I know my next words will devastate him.
いいのかよ。俺たちは揃って、あいつに相手にもされていないんだぞ。
Anguish permits his stunned silence. Now that I think about it, this might be the only time I ever truly wounded him. And in reply, this vampire hell-bent on his own survival. This 1,000-year-old man hewn from unyielding stone.
確かに。それは屈辱だ。
Twists his mouth into a savage grin no theologian would ever wear. Alright, what's his grand magic?
10秒。体力の回復に専念し、それがお前に残された砂時計の最後の砂だ。
Like I need to tell me that. What's up, Jay? Bro becomes Broa. He is pretty Broa. Dude, I want to see this grand magic. This is cool as fuck. I'm a sprinter out to smash a world record. I look down on myself. At the body I've beaten, abused, pushed to the brink of survival, and each time reform into something less human. This will be my final ordeal, both as a vampire and as a man. Dude, this OST reminds me of Unfoldable. It sounds like an Unfoldable Stay Night OST. I like that. Here, on the brink, I take 10 seconds to breathe. 1. I draw in oxygen to rejuvenate my red blood cells. My frayed muscles weave back together. Our calcified veins revert to soft tissue. 2. I train every nerve in my body on repairing my flesh as I gauge the distance to the lumina. 3. The shortest route comes to 400 meters apparent, 4 kilometers actual. 4. It will take me 1 minute to close the distance. This 10-second grace period is vital. I'll need it to sustain me. 5. I calm my heart and focus on breathing. The Titan is still on course for the school. 6. The Titan is still on course for destruction. 7. Oh, 7 nights! Narnia! 7. Whether she continues to ignore me or finally deigns to acknowledge me, this will be the greatest challenge I ever face. He better stop at 7. He did, Narnia. Oh, loser! 8. Boo. The composer that did the OST of UBW remakes the composer remake OST. Yeah, I think so. It's that lady, right? She did. I think it's the same lady. She also composed a lot of the other mainstream animes OST as well. Well, I might be thinking about another person. I gotta look it up. Like SAO and someone else. I forgot. Was it? I think Demon Slayer too. But yeah, I gotta look it up. I don't know if it's that same lady, but I want to say it is. 9. Is this even worth it? Is there any point in putting my life on the line to save Arc over the girl I love? 10. 10 commandments, huh? Okay. They should have stopped at 7. I know the answer before I even ask. I switch off my brain and launch into my final pursuit. Alright, let's get the haram today. Nice anime. The giant glides through the forest of buildings. This composer's a man? You're thinking about the one that did Fate Zero HF Moving Demon Slayer. Okay, that's what I'm probably thinking about. That sounds more familiar, yeah. Okay, different composer I had in mind. While I dart between their bows, catching up to her is no challenge at all. The vortex at her feet draws the world towards her, me included. It feels like there's an irresistible wind at my back. The giant pale frame grows closer by the second. No detours for me this time, no running away. I propel myself ever forward, eyes fixed on Earth. My knife is the size of a thumbtack next to her, but I clutch it tight regardless. The claw of wind barrels toward me. Belatedly, I realize it's too big to really call it a claw. This time, it's less a finger flick away an insect, and more open palm slap delivered to fit a peak. I reach out to the rooftop 60 meters ahead. The insect has set it as my landing point. Sideways becomes down, sending me falling towards it through the air. Do it. I made it to the edge of Arc Tornado. Past this point, there are no more buildings to serve as stepping stone. There's only her. If I'm going to reach her, I'll have to jump from here. No voice reverberates from the Lumina. She still won't spare me a glance, even now. That stubborn shriek really would be the death of her. If she only cared to look around, she could instantly stun me with her mystic eyes and make me hers to torture. Not that her indifference improves my chances much. With nowhere to run, I'm easy prey for the rays of wind. A gust tears through the building I'm standing on, slinging rubble high into the sky, and me along with it. Higher I soar, on the updraft sheathing her body. With no wings to carry me, my fate was left to physics the moment I lost my footing. Now I'll perish like a moth caught in a gale. Unless...
アトラクション
Oh! Okay.
160、250、300メートル地点の岩盤に連続設置。
Chunks of debris rise into the sky with me. They're too unstable to make reliable footholds. Oh, but they're perfect fulcra for a gravitational slingshot.
1分経過。包帯直上400メートル地点を確認。上陸だ。撃つのはこちら。制御はそちらに任せる。
Tumbling together into the sky, we reach our goal. Roa told me if my goal was only to defeat the Lumina, there was a way.
実はここあの大魔術でまだ使い残しの星が残って膨大な魔力量を持つエレンシュらしい無言だ。あの娘には必要以上の火力を用意できるので、それゆえ工夫する努力を放棄しがちだ。オーバーキルも結構だが、わずかな魔力でも像を倒す努力もしろと伝えておけ。まあ、半焼きすらできないあの性格でも、ミクロ単位の精密作業も一生できない。
Oh fuck! Damn, you talking shit on Ciel! Oh, dude. Okay, 17 times Roa has reincarnated. He devoted each of his life to plundering a new field of magecraft for its mysteries. That prodigy dismissed Ciel's final stroke as wasteful, insinuating he could have pulled it off more accurately and efficiently. Efficiently.
成層圏のあの星にはまだ太陽熱が残っている。
Wanna level
あれ
up.
を使えば包帯の首を切る程度は可能だ。ただし、狙いをつける中継地点が必要。包帯の上空400メートルに射角を調整する生きた肉眼。
A star glimmered in the void like a guillotine blade. She raised her featureless face, entranced by his light.
私をくれてやる。一度きりの残りかすだ。外すなよ。
Oh no, I take Ciel's last arrow in hand and loose a hyper-concentrated, hyper-accelerated final star of Calvaria. Hold on, I gotta reread that. One star still burns. However, its power required direction. You must place a living relay. So he used one of Ciel's guillotine blades. What? What? The bolt from the transfer burns too bright for me. For my single tiny magical circuit to contain. Damn, magic circuit and Tsukihime.
お前を視点にして一度曲げるだけだ。手を添えて下に落とす。魔術師であれば誰にでもできる単純な作業だ。
Raw lightning lashes in my grasp. How can I guide this thing when I can barely hold on to it? I'm not redirecting some gently flowing stream here. I'm forcing a raging river through the eye of Benito. I need both the strength to resist the torrent and the precision to send it to where it needs to go. Could I pacify a rampaging bull with a chopstick? There's no way. This is impossible. I can't influence the arrow arc. If it ends up anywhere near arc, it'll be a miracle. I can't guide it. I can't direct it. I can't control it. It's over. I'm done. I'm lost. My final chance is going to rocket off in the middle of nowhere and fizzle out, wasted. Ciel probably help him, right? All my effort is about to come to nothing. Bro is silent. Guess he has nothing to say. I don't even sense his presence anymore. Now that his part's done, he passed the baton on to me. He just up and vanished, leaving me to pick up his slack. It's just me in here now. Just Shiki Tono. No one else to fall back on. Roa must have decided I can do this on my own. Maybe I can. Calm down. Deep breath. The only way out is to think. Finding control is beyond me. I've never been this cascade of energy to my will. But I need to. I can't master the raw power of nature. No one can. All we humans do is take our time, compromise, find workarounds, and trace a wide arc to what we seek. That's my answer. Not to chase the perfect efficiency of a God-given prodigy, but to take the long way around, learning and growing all the while. Wider, wider, I carve my arc. Inspiration needs freedom to flourish. A light touch would do. I have the whole world for a canvas. I let the torrent take me even as I guide it. Even one with it, even as I bend it. I bring it home, once and for all. For a fraction of an instant, I passed cross. Roa did say, Illumina is a trial of human intellect. To the distant observer, she casts herself as fearsome, but the closer one draws, the more herself she shows. If so, perhaps one could come close enough to touch her, to gaze into her eyes, could glimpse the truth of her being. She's so beautiful. I recall the fire she once lit in my heart. I recall the many ways I hurt her since. I recall a moonlit flower who forgave the unforgivable. Dang. I like that. At the last, I see myself for what I am, and it fills me with shame. No matter what kind of life I live, no matter who I come to love, she will remain the most beautiful creature I have ever seen. I see nothing but darkness when I sleep, but I will dream of her until my dying day. If this what if that never was, taking root like a flower in my breast, damn, you went straight down the middle. A giant rain ends in the fire of Calvaria. From head to toe, the boat tears her into two. It spears her body and pierces the vortex beneath, blasting her pale form into innumerable motes of light. I feel no pride in my victory, no elation in my triumph. All I've done was within the range of the possible. Roa chose his words carefully. If your goal is only to defeat the Lumina, he said, a statement at once misleading and sincere. In the real world, winning is rarely the end. What comes afterward, that's the hard part. Roa told me how to stop the Lumina, but he said nothing of what would happen next, which is as much of a clue as any. The Lumina body dissolved like mist, a reset function for the planet's surface, foiled. I whispered to myself unconsciously, as though I always knew this was coming. The motes of light collapsed into the 2-meter sphere. To Shiki Tono, the sight is incomprehensible, but the traces of the vampire resides in his brain translate his meaning. A revolution is coming. a celestial egg. It planted memories. Michael, the child who sought to know all. Roa, the man who sought proof of God's love in eternity. Though neither truly achieved their goal, here both of their desires are fulfilled in part. Space itself is overwritten. The heaven burns, blazing with blinding light. This is an abomination. It's like incongruent with all that Earth's sky should be. The cosmos is dark by nature. This song, bruh. Though dotted with innumerable stars, their lights burn neither bright nor long, enough to illuminate the infinite breadth of space. From Earth's surface, only 13.8 billion light years worth of data points is observable. The universe is too vast and too cold to be lit by such a pallid flame. I'm not gonna lie, I feel... Is shock the right feeling I'm feeling? I don't know. Compared to the original, to the remake? What the hell, Nasu? What is going on, bro? What the heck? I guess to be expected, right? Arc is like the most supremest being in the universe. She is the true ancestor. The avatar of the earth. I don't know about this though. This is something else. This is I have no words. What if the universe still had the diminutive span of its infancy? They extended this ending a lot? They didn't even extend the ending. So damn. They completely changed it. They went from fighting in a park to fighting in a domain expansion JJK alternate dimension to now we're fighting in a galaxy. It's space. What if there were such a thing as something truly remote, truly unknown would be born? A crimson cosmos. Oh god, shaky. Oh fuck, my head. I think I had like a vein pop or something. Fuck. This is the universe of pure concept. An expanse unknown to earthly memory. The set of laws beyond human ken. A cosmic cavity, infinite yet infinitesimal. I plummet through the deluge at impossible speeds. The only alien element in this realm. I hit the first cosmic velocity to escape gravity's pull. I reach the second to break free from the planet's grasp. Then I see the third and defy the reach of the sun itself. Dude, how did Shiki get to outer space? Stars beyond counting, Genesis beyond number fly past me as I fall. Sights humanity might never witness, and all our days pass by the corner of our eyes. I don't care. They mean nothing to me. I fix my eyes on the brilliance beyond. Yeah, he kind of look like Shido a little bit right here, right? Just a little bit. My gravitational leash binds me to my destination. I plunge towards the luminous heart, 200 meters below. She makes no move to defend herself. Not now that I stripped her naked as the day she was born. Seeing as her extremities have yet to dissolve, she won't remain exposed for long. Her body will soon reform. But before I can, I'll pierce her heart. There's no way I can land it. Not this speed. I only have one shot. In the moment I'll pass it, I brace for contact. My right hand holds my knife ready at my chest. Calling it a heart is surprisingly fitting. No point of or line of death defaces it. It pulses with the rhythm of life. The fountainhead from whence it all originates, a grave of stars to which all returns, a celestial egg as once burning hot and glacially cold. As am I. Killing it is far beyond my abilities. But I don't need to kill it. In its perfection, the slightest scratch would spoil it. The meanest hand may wake a princess up from her dream. Damn, man. You know, Tsukihime used to be an urban fiction. That's what I would classify it. Same thing with Stay Night. I call Stay Night urban fiction too. Urban fiction is like realism, but with a hint of supernatural, right? Cause in Stay Night it was like that too. Cause they were always fighting Fuyuki. Color returns to the world, and meaning with it. I don't know the final extent of arc phenomenon containment. This Tsukihime Remake! I wouldn't call it urban fiction anymore. I'll say pretty anime. All I know is that with her defeat, the purpose she stole from the city is returning, leaving the damage of our battle a fading memory. The moment I break my concentration, I collapse clumsily on my backside. The skin Arc tore off the world is returning, its wounds beginning to heal. But I, whom she left behind on the side, am not so lucky. My limbs have broken and regenerated more than I can count. My organs are abused to the point they barely function. I'm fresh out of energy. I use up all of my blood. I'm on the verge of losing consciousness. I couldn't breathe properly, even if I had the strength. I can barely piece together that I'm slumped over in the middle of the sports field. The Lumina might have been right next to the school. I groan to Roa. His victories is his as much as mine. There's no reply. The unpleasant presence in my head has disappeared. The tense revulsion I felt at the vampire taint spreading through my body is no more. On some level, I guess I already knew. He was the cause of this whole mess. I should be happy that he's gone, but for some reason, I only feel strangely empty. We were never going to see eye to eye, but he had his convictions. Conviction he stuck by unwaveringly, not for a few short years like me, but for an entire millennium. Conviction he chose to relinquish in the end, reasoning that he had no more cause to stay. It was only because he imbued Calvaria fire on his own essence he was able to cut down the Lumina. My knife could never have done it. She was made in Arc image after all. I could only have hurt her with a weapon I could imagine hurting Arc herself. The Lumina unconsciously allowed it for two reasons. The bite of Calvaria blade was still fresh in her memory, and it was imbued with the portion of Arc power that Roa stole. Roa vampiric abilities, and the principle underpinning his reincarnation, both originated in what he took from Arc. So when Calvaria light struck the Lumina, she could not help but accept it because it was already hers. The veritable tag team attack from Roa and Ciel. I doubt anything else in the world would have been enough. Is he dead? Oh shit. He looked like he's dying. And yet, how do I put this?
情けない姿。所詮は人間ね。放っておいても心臓が止まりそうじゃない。
Damn, look at Shiki.
なんだって空気読まずに出てくるんだよ、お前は。
Damn, dude, that motherfucker's burnt. Oh, fuck. Is he, gonna be okay? She got the nerve to look good as new. Oh, Neko Arc!
何よ
I meant Arc.
勝負はまだ。
終わってる。完膚なきまでに終わってる。誰がどう見ても俺たちの勝ちでお前の負けだ。あんだけ好き放題やってやられたくせに恥ずかしいとか反省するとかないのかお前は。
It's not too late, Shiki. You can turn to a vampire and heal that burnt wound. Can it heal burnt wounds? Probably not. I mean, it probably can, but probably before, not after. She really gonna come strutting out here like a model, acting like she didn't try to just wreck the city.
当たり前じゃない。私は全然平気だし、疲れてないし。このまま第3ラウンドに移行しても構わないし。
No, please. Oh, fuck! She's vulnerable! Alright, round 3, you say. 17 pieces. Even I can tell she's bluffing. In her current state, Ciel would take her down in an instant.
体中に線走らせておいて笑わせるな。だいたい巨大化とかふざけてるのか。俺じゃなかったら二度と話しかけないレベルだかんな、あんなの。
If I wanted to be really mean, I make a point of telling her she scared the crap out of me. But I feel bad for her, all slack-jawed with shock. It seems she still got a hold on me.
バカじゃない？私全然本気じゃなかったもん。手加減してたもん。それに式のことなんて最後まで気がつかなかったわ。
嘘つけ！
Damn, he's
そりゃ
burnt,
ちょっと
dude.
だけ視界に入ったけど、でも基本は無視していましたよーだ。私の強固なガムテの王に感謝することね。
I'm guessing she means a deep well of patience. She does have a point. I'm grateful for her self-restraint. No, her pride. By all rights, she should have lost her mind. I cut her throat, rejected her advances, and certainly her true ancestor dignity. If she hadn't managed to kill me, she probably would have destroyed the planet.
まあ、そんな余力はないだろうけど。
あるわよ。頑張って頑張ります。
そうか、応援してやるよ。学校一つ潰せなかったポンコツだもんな、お前。
あれは式が悪いんじゃない。待っててって言ったのに追いかけてくるとか、しつこいにも程がある。このストーカー、初めての時から何も変わってない変質者。女の尻を追いかけることしかできないのかしらね。
He is a stalker. Every word feels like a dart in my chest.
相変わらず変な言葉だけは詳しいな。何も変わってないのはお互い様だ、バカ。
とにかくよくもやってくれたわね。もう本当に許さないから。でも謝罪の言葉があるなら少しぐらいは聞いてあげる。
ない、一言もない。むしろ笑いをこらえているのを褒めてほしいんだけどな。
全然こらえてないんですけど、超にやけてるんですけど。何その哀れみの目、ムカつく。
哀れみじゃない、呆れてるんだ。こんなひどい。
At her blinding beauty.
吸血鬼がいるとか、地球ってすごいなって。
ドアより最低な人間がいるとは思わなかったわ。
Okay.
もう知らない。せっかく許してあげようと思ったのに。バカバカ。
バカがバカバカ言うな。バカの価値が下がるからな。バカは一人いれば十分なの。
何それ、意味わかんない。バカバカバカバカ、式のバカ。
はい、そうですね。バカって言う人がバカなんです。
Damn, man. Are we not going to end up with Arc? In the good ending of the original, we have both. Can we get both this time too in the remake? There we stay, never closing the distance between us. Just two morons hurling insults. I hope Shiki keep those scars too. At least proof, you know, of what he been through. Our argument escalates into a competition and finally devolves in laughter. A breakdown caused by one idiot too many. We end up grinning at each other as earnestly as we had exchanged jabs. And then, once we got everything off our chests,
ごめんな、アルクエイド。
caught off guard by how warm I sound and how sad.
俺は多分、お前といるとすごく楽しい。でも、
Damn,
自分の幸せより
no good
先輩
ending.
の幸せを取ったんだ。
I say my final goodbye. The world is waking. The last vestiges of the lumina disappear, leaving in its place a woman in white. The only thing left to do now, to pay the price of the miracles of my failing body has accomplished. Oh, what does that mean? Is he gonna die? I hear footsteps rushing towards me. Of course, since we're at the school, it only makes sense that she would be too. She suffered far worse than I, both physically and mentally, but she doesn't hesitate to confront Arc.
交代を解除したのですね、アルクエイド。
That was thanks to
何のつ
Shiki.
もりか知りませんが。呆れた。粉々にしてあげたのに、もう動けるようになってるなんて。ロアがいなくても頑丈なのは変わらないわね。
Damn, Roa's gone. That means Ciel's human. If Ciel dies now, she's super dead. I feel nothing from Arc anymore. No hostility for Ciel. No anger for me. No fury for Roa. Not even any particular attachment to her own existence.
私、そろそろ帰るわ。いい加減眠くなってきちゃったし。
Ciel looks like she's struggling to follow. I can only imagine waking up to find Roa gone, her mortal enemy ready to walk away peacefully. Arc seems so happy to hand her everything she wanted. I can't blame her for being suspicious.
でも、あなたも彼は。そんな意地悪な人、どうでもいい。
Dude, Shiki's dead. The wind caresses her golden hair, and she turns to go back to where she belongs.
シエルにあげるわ。大切にしてね。
She smiled as I did, and hoped for another's happiness, and vanishes into the night. Dang, man, I wish Nasu wrote an ending of Shiki turning into a vampire and being with Arc. I really like that. But I guess that will always be a fanfic then. My last glimpse of her scores itself into my heart. As I grimace at its sting, my consciousness finally fades. I try to call Ciel's name, but only manages to croak. Yeah, he's dead.
ひどい。何があったんですか。しっかりしてください、トノ君。
What happened? I don't know where to start, but don't worry. Everything's alright now. The words die on my lips as I realize I can't breathe.
トノ君、
I think mechanically, because a true ending, true route, at least in the original Tsukihime, doesn't Shiki pretty much always dies in the end of Tsukihime no matter what? Because a true ending, a true route of Tsukihime OG. Because of his overuse of his eyes, he doesn't have much to live. But then in a remake now, they said that he got 10 more years, even after everything. That's still not a long time though, but what a mess. I pushed myself too hard against Arc. Not this ending in particular. I'm talking about an original Tsukihime. You know, in the true route, when you beat everyone's route, you meet Alko. And then he never told Alko. One of the reasons he told Alko is like he never liked looking himself in the mirror to look at himself, because he can see that his days are ending near. I pushed myself too hard against Arc. I never meant for Ciel to see me like this. I hope to put her at ease somehow. Yeah, what I'm saying is, in Tsukihime, at least in the original, Shiki was never meant to live long. Ever. No matter what ending you need to do, he will always die really young. Because that's his fate. Well, I guess it's his eyes, but it's both. You imagine the epilogue in the OG takes a few years? Yeah, a few years. That's still pretty. It's like, I want to say like, yeah, a few years. Instead, I just ended up making her cry. That's really sad. Yes, that's why I really like Tsukihime. It's a really good story. It's a sad ending, but it's also a happy ending. Because at the very end, Shiki said he has no regrets. He lived his life, right? He did what he wanted to do, and he has no regrets. That's why you always have the peaceful look on his face. Basically, I don't want Ciel to do the same shit she did in normal ending. She better not give Shiki life. Shiki, he can just die right here, right? I would feel a lot better if he died. I would feel really crappy if Ciel sacrificed her life again. I would not feel good about that. Please, Ciel, don't do it again. I sink into a darkness from which I will not return. But I do so free of burden. I've done my part in my own clumsy way. So when I wake, I can look at Ciel with pride and... Dude, she better not revive him. Oh, story unyielding R? What does that mean? Oh, stone? That's his story. That's not the ending. This is the ending. What's this going to be called? Cloudless Blue! Oh, fuck.